Coach, just your thoughts on getting the win and today and securing the series win.
That was awesome. Lance gave us a good open. Brad Pruitt was tremendous out of the bullpen, and then Jake Hunter was awesome. I thought we played unbelievable defense. Seawall, that play made in the ninth. People, if you're not a baseball guy, you don't really understand how tough that play is, but he had to come get it and get the short hop, and that could really change that momentum there in the ninth inning. So I thought our pitching, our defense was outstanding, and we got one big swing off with Braxton Trammell, and then we're able to get an insurance run there in the eighth inning.
You talked about Pruitt. We know he's got the slider, but when he's landing multiple pitches for strikes, just how tough does that make it?
It makes it really tough, and then he actually threw a couple fastball strikes today, which AK's been on him about that. And really the key to the past two games, when our pitching's really good, they limit the freebies. I think we had 2 yesterday, and I think we had 3 maybe today. So that's really good when they have good stuff and they're not putting a lot of free guys on base.
When Braxton hits that homer in the second, man, Walker started off the inning with that 11 pitch at bat. I know it's a strikeout, but just getting that pitcher laboring, how important is that?
Yeah, that was our plan. The guy's a little emotional guy and wanted to get his pitch count up. He's got good stuff. He's really tough on lefties. That's why we had 7 right-handed hitters in the lineup, which I think that's probably the first time that we could do that at East Carolina and maybe in the history of my career. But that was a good thing for today. But Braxton's put in a lot of work, as I just told our team. In the fall, he was a guy that we thought were going to hit the middle of the lineup, puts too much pressure on himself in the preseason, as freshmen can do at times, and wasn't playing well. And then he just got back to his early hitting routine, his early work routine, and the coaches noticed that, man, and he took the pressure off himself. Now he's just going out there playing baseball, and it's great to see.
Coach, for you to be out there at third base, what went into that decision at the beginning of the year?
Because I'm the head coach. So, no. Look, when I made the decision, I thought Bryant Packard could coach first base, and the NCAA doesn't allow that. So somebody actually turned us in for a violation. So I probably shouldn't say that. Don't really care. It's a minor violation. I think I've had 2. The other one was me tweeting about Danny Bill's mom ringing the bell, and I commented on it before he got here, and she was ringing the bell for cancer. So I'll take that violation every day. And Jeff is an X factor at first base. He's the best first base coach in the country. He did a great job at third base, but we were missing too many signs with Jeff out, not being over there. And also, I have a better pulse of this team after being in the dugout for a couple weeks. So I told you guys I didn't know if it'd be permanent, and I've got to do what's best for the team. And what's best for the team is for me to be coaching third base now and Jeff be back at first base.
Jake Hunter, he got hurt at Memphis last year, kind of, cool moment. He closes him out today. Just his progress.
Yeah, Jake's a stud, man. We have a lot of confidence. He's been out there in the fire a lot. He's had a lot of great outings, but early in his career, he had some bad outings. He's just been tested, weathered, and he's got the best mustache in the country. So that's pretty cool.
Do you ever tell the younger guys who are maybe struggling? Obviously, everybody's got bad days, and show them what Jake Hunter has done to get to where he is today? Because, like you said, he's a much better pitcher than he was 4 years ago.
Hey, Jake. Do you tell the younger guys that it wasn't always that easy for you, early in your career?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. No, we try to tell all of our older guys. That it's such a generational thing to play the comparison game. So they see an older guy and it looks easy. Well, Jake Hunter wasn't even on the 27-man roster in the 2022 Super Regional. I think that was his sophomore year, and because he couldn't spin the ball and they had a bunch of right-handed hitters, and Jake was actually better versus lefties than righties. He wasn't even on that. So Jake has worked his tail off, obviously coming back from the injury as good as he has, and I'm just super, super proud of him.
Obviously going with Lance today, do you expect to throw Sean tomorrow, or kind of the plan there?
Sean is working on some stuff with Coach Knight to try to get him back. He's going to pitch out of the bullpen, so he'll be available tomorrow to pitch out of the bullpen.
With Braxton, is it kind of similar to Braden, where you talked about having them on the bench so they can see the game differently, and then they both kind of come back in the lineup and start hitting the way they have been?
Well, Braxton's a little bit different than Braden from the standpoint. I could see it in the preseason. I could see him just gripping the bat a little bit different, feeling ground balls a little bit different. Talked to him a few times. Franny actually grabbed him and talked to him as well, because Franny, before his freshman year in the preseason, I grabbed him and said, hey, man, you're trying to do too much, and we don't need you to do too much. We need you to just do what you did in the fall. And so Franny went through that as well as a freshman. But Braxton just need to sit down and just relax and have more fun. Braden, on the other hand, was playing good, and then has a good first game, and then all of a sudden he wanted to try to be a home run hitter and try to pull off the ball and struck out 4 times. So he needed to sit down, and now you can see that he just uses the whole field and just runs, bunts, just does a lot of walks, HPPs, and he's just been a catalyst for us at the top of the lineup.
Is the move with Sean Jenkins permanent, or are you just playing it by ear?
There's nothing in this game that's permanent. So we need to get Sean back to be the best version of himself. He got a little out of whack mechanically, and it's just not fair to him to run him out there in a start when he's not 100% right. So we're going to get him right. Coach Knight's the best pitch coach in the country. Sean is super coachable, and we'll get him right.